Crystal clear and crystal set. Tim is out with a new scope from Swarovski that combines tech with top quality glass.
Ping, shot, bang. Ping, shot, bang.
Bitting your birds. Gamekeeper Kevin Copeland says why and how to do it.
These would kill each other. They'd literally kill each other.
And gun grab latest, we catch up with Layla from the Fieldsports Advice Bureau, FAB.
If they feel they're alone, if they're isolated, they know they can do it because we're always there for them.
David is on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. You have to have a screw loose to be a hunting guide for summer roebucks. It's insanely early and Tim has arranged an outing with Will Close-Smith on ground in East Sussex. But the theme is Austrian. New smart Austrian glass and a very smart Austrian hat.
I've got my Austrian hat on today. I have an awful lot of... I've been travelling around. I love buying hunting hats. This is my Austrian hat, which I purchased in Austria, and so as we've got a bit of an Austrian theme today, I thought I'll wear it.
Once you are awake and committed to the day, you realise why it is such a special thing to do. The light, the quiet, and the wildlife are all on show, even if it is beyond your boundary. This area is not strong roe country. It's more about the fallow. Will enjoys taking a dozen bucks off here every year. Likewise, this is not the natural environment for the Swarovski DS3. It is a scope designed to impress in the highlands and mountain country. We'll talk more high-tech glass in a moment. For now, we need to find a roebuck among the does.
I've done very little roe stalking in my time. It's a different type of stalking. This time of year is wonderful as well, isn't it, Will? So just getting out there and seeing.
Good excuse to get out of bed in the morning and and go and have a walk around your land and see what you can find.
Yeah. And also, you're checking up on the fallow as well, aren't you? See what's going on. Yeah.
I only really take out clients who want something for the barbecue and something for sort of domestic use rather than the commercial market.
Heads wise round here, Will? People are always interested about the sort of quality of the heads.
They're reasonably poor round here, I think, compared to somewhere, like Hampshire or the borders, Scottish borders. Roe were a fairly new thing around here. I mean, when I grew up very locally to here, and 15 years ago or so, 20 years ago, you'd only see the odd roe kicking around. The numbers have really picked up a bit now, but yeah, we don't pressure them very hard here. Good time of year to catch up with jobs. Yeah, and a good time to catch up with friends.
Yeah.
Moving to a new spot, Tim forgets his sticks, so grabs the real thing, as we've spotted a young buck in the woodland.
One stick.
Yeah.
They went to 2 sticks. Yeah, they went to 3 sticks. Yeah. Now we have 4s and 5s. Yeah. In those days, we were really good shots.
Yeah.
Because we can do that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of my carbon fibre flats.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't have bought those if I hadn't had a play with yours.
Yeah.
That one drifts off, and we do too, for Tim to explain a bit more about this £4,000 synergy of premium glass and technology.
So this is the Gen 3. So how does it differ from what's updated basically from the Gen 2? It's 8 centimetres shorter. It's a bit lighter as well, which is great. But also you can do a lot more adjusting of the software in the scope itself, as opposed to relying completely and utterly on the app. That's quite useful. And also you can actually have a remote. So all these buttons on the top here, you can actually activate remotely, and you either put it around your wrist or around the rifle itself. So they're the 4 major changes from the upgrades from the Gen 2 to the Gen 3. This is proving very popular with a certain type of hunter. That hunter basically is more interested in the longer range animals. So we've got the Highland stalker doing a bit of red deer work, or you got the person, especially abroad. You go to the Austrian Tyrol and you're shooting chamois and ibex and everything. You're shooting at quite long distances, And I think where this really, really works is for that hunter who shoots at longer ranges. Yeah, is where that ballistic reticule really, really comes in. Okay, and I think that that combination of the top end glass with that technology to give you that longer range capability, I think that's perhaps where this is more suited as opposed to woodland stalking. Okay, we don't normally shoot off sticks in the Highlands of Scotland anyway, but let's say we've got a red staggy over there and we've got no idea how far it is. So all we do is we just press the button, reticle drops and take the shot. Now one of the things I find with
incredibly simple.
It's very, very simple. Now, okay, this is one of the things. There's quite a bit of information which goes into the system. Once it's all set up, it is simple. It is keep it simple, stupid, the KISS principle. Just press the button. One of the other things I do enjoy about glass is that if you're shooting night vision or thermal, there's a lot of people faffing around trying to set the shot up. Glass is like, boom, it's over there, take the shot. It's so much quicker. So it literally is a case of, what is that? 252 meters, the reticle's dropped, and I pull the trigger. Ping, shot, bang, ping, shot, bang, shoot, ping. That's what they do, is dunk, 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 dunk. And that's the beauty of a mixture of glass and having that just one button telling you whereabouts to shoot.
Of course, there's an app to accompany the DS3. The scope shares similar features with the Swarovski EL binos that Tim reviewed a few years ago.
When the track assist first came out, I had a pair of binoculars, and I think we demonstrated across the top here actually, David, where we just pinged a target and we actually walked towards it, and it was actually just guiding me into this. So it's like a full GPS system on the scope, which is transferable onto the app.
They're packing a lot into these little...
It's incredible nowadays, isn't it?
Back to the vast landscapes of East Sussex, and it's a gorgeous evening with plenty of deer to see. There are bucks, but in awkward spots. Will decides to retreat to his generously appointed high seat, which will help us with the tall standing crops.
Don't think about that.
We have deer all around us, but no buck. That is until very last light, which is what the DS is supposed to struggle with.
Great shot.
Happy with that? Is it down, is it?
Yeah, it was perfect. Dropped on the spot.
Good, well done. Well, that was quite a long wait, wasn't it?
Well done, Tim. Well, we
Gun safe.
must have seen over 10 to 12 does and fawns and all sorts.
Oh yeah, so say you
couldn't find a buck. I thought that was going to be a blank today, but
wow. Talk about patience.
Yeah.
Because the problem is in this tool, it's kind of rape, isn't it? And one minute you see it, next minute you can't. And it's so tricky. And then if you take your eye off it, you lose it completely. But with a thermal mixture. But yeah, 135 metres, I think it is away.
Yeah, well done.
So
great
yeah,
shot.
I mean, I don't think it got much darker, but I just see the body.
Yeah.
But well done, mate. That was
super,
good, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
well,
brilliant.
Good
Just
to
so
get another
good.
one off the ground.
Yeah, exactly. I just love it because you got a roe there, you got a fallow over there, you got two fawns over there. It's all going on, isn't it?
It's just a great time of year.
It's a fantastic time of year, isn't it?
Out and about and enjoying the open ground before the fallow season starts again, and they all tuck away.
Well done, fella.
Well done, Super Tim. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Well, that was a good result. Should we go and
go and
have a
let's
look?
have a look at it anyway.
We all knew it was a buck, but not what its antlers would look like.
Look at that, David. That's quite an interesting. That's quite an interesting little head. That's quite fun. Tim, you should boil that out. Really cool. Look at that, lovely 6-point. And then you've got this sort of twisty, gnarly. Isn't that wicked?
Oh yeah.
That's actually a really cool buck.
You've seen him before, Will?
He looks quite old. No, I haven't. Yeah, just a really nice buck, that, Tim.
So do you have any roebucks at home as such? Because that's really quite a funky one. If you're not having it, Will's clearly having it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, on our farm in Sussex, we have the odd roe. I just don't shoot any deer because we don't get enough of them. But this is fascinating, isn't
That's
it,
a
Will?
really,
Talk me through this,
really
Will. I mean,
unusual head.
look
Well,
at that.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, look at this tine coming off the rear here. It's just wicked. So yeah, if you don't want the head, Tim, I'd love it because one for the collection, and you shot it beautifully. Went straight down. I thought you might have shot it a little bit high, but actually that is.
No, it's right. Well, I was putting it. Yeah, it was literally. I mean, you're talking about that was about as dark as you can get, and we were very, very lucky that she's in this shorter grass. It's still about 2'6" high.
Yeah.
But I was just able to see the body, and obviously it just lifted up and.
You did well to take the opportunity, 'cause it was just a tight window.
I'd probably given up about half an hour earlier, quite honestly, but it just presented itself just down here. So, but well done.
That's a great result.
No,
I mean, we've worked hard today to try and find something, and it's just one of those days where it's just doe. But yeah, that's just a really cool.
It is, isn't it?
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah. Well,
and this is one of the reasons why people find roe deer so mysterious and just intriguing. Yeah.
Fairy of the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
It has been a long day, but we got our buck, not hanging off a precipice shooting 250 metres across a valley, but at last light, which for this scope is supposed to be one of its biggest challenges. If you'd like to go stalking with Will, find him at Parkwood Deer Stalking on Guns on Pegs. And for more information about Swaro scopes, head to swarovskioptic.com. Thanks, Tim. Well done, Swarovski, for taking on the Tech Titans. And if you know why that buck had a deformed antler, comments below. Next up, our own long-range device, the further the better. It's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. Great Britain's Beth Norton, profiled on this programme last week, delivered a historic performance at the weekend. Beth won the Skeet Women Junior title at the ISSF Junior World Championship 2026 in Germany, setting a new World Junior record of 34 hits in the final. She led a remarkable 1-2 finish for Britain, with Phoebe Bodley-Scott taking silver. With the government's consultation coming to an end, the hounds came to Westminster. Campaigners gathered outside DEFRA to tell Labour what the countryside thinks of its trail hunting ban. More than 75,000 people responded in opposition to the government's proposal to try to ban trail hunting. Meanwhile, BBC TV's Chris Packham was photographed with a foxhound alleged, according to the Daily Telegraph, to have been kidnapped by an anti-hunting activist.
Listen to us, get your priorities right, stand up for rural communities and drop this illiberal proposal now.
Meanwhile, anti-hunting organisations are trying to hijack a new natural history GCSE. The Westminster Government's Department for Education is seeking views on the proposed subject content. It says that the GCSE will allow students to engage with and study different plants and animals in order to develop student skills of observation, description, recording and analysis. Antis want the GCSE to have a strong anti-hunting message. Ofqual will consult on assessment arrangements later this year. You can take part in the consultation, link below. A Scottish sheriff has ruled that the death of an Aberdeenshire gamekeeper was avoidable. 36-year-old Matthew Burden was driving a Can-Am Traxxter ATV on a shoot day in Aberdeenshire in January 2022, on the first day of an amber warning storm, when it crashed. The sheriff says the death could have been avoided had the shoot been cancelled because of the weather conditions. A GoFundMe page raised £27,000 for his fiancée and 3 children. Thanks to Duncan McLaughlin for the story. Eastern European countries want a green light from the European government for a mass bear cull. European agriculture ministers have largely backed the request from Romania and Slovakia. They are asking to ease the protected status of brown bears, whose proliferation, they say, presents a growing danger to citizens and has led to a number of fatal attacks. They want a 65% reduction in bear numbers. They argue the EU nature laws are contributing to the problem. England is struggling on grey squirrels. That's the message from the chair of the Forestry Commission. Baroness Barbara Young acknowledges we're struggling a bit to address the problems grey squirrels cause to the nation's woodlands. She believes England is yet to fully create a master plan for controlling the pest, which costs the industry millions of pounds in damages to forests every year. She criticises DEFRA for its recent statement on squirrels, saying that although it's useful, it only describes the problem. The Belgian state-owned gunmaker has bought the British rifle maker Accuracy International. Browning's owner, FN Herstal, says it's buying the sniper rifle manufacturer Accuracy International, which rose to prominence in the 1980s with the L96 rifle. It is the latest acquisition of a well-known British brand by the Belgian firm, following its purchase of Ely Hawk. Thanks to Per Helmseth for the story. The Pope is an anti. Pope Leo XIV wrote to Italian anti-hunting organisation LIPU to express his support for an anti-hunting bill currently going through the Italian Parliament. His Holiness said that the matter was of great social and moral significance and added, may the association's legitimate wishes be fulfilled. In the 16th century, Pope Leo X was said to be more interested in hunting than faith matters. And finally, a nest cam in the Peak District shows how an oyster catcher deals with a lamb. Posted on Facebook by the Peak District Moorland Group under the headline Real Spring Watch, the group points out that sheep will even eat eggs and chicks, as well as cracking eggs with what it calls misplaced feet. Thanks to Greg Hill for the story. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts. Fieldsports Channel members get more. Every week there's Fieldsports Extra, our exclusive show, packed with behind-the-scenes clips, interviews and a free prize draw. Plus, membership gives you access to our Fieldsports Advice Bureau for help with shooting and firearms licensing, with our in-house lawyer on your side. And with our insurance, you're covered for £10 million public liability for shooting activities across the UK, as well as legal expenses cover. Join today so we can keep the pressure on and the volume up.
Now here's what's in this week's Fieldsports Extra. Yet another wacky beak, a good-looking new free membership card, and a Fieldsports coda.
It's just there, it's done, it communicates, okay?
Fieldsports Extra competition prize this week is for a quad gun cartridge case.
We invented it for a bit of fun because we're playing about with different things we can do. So we made that as a little lockable box, ideal for what anyone needs. So we made this one for shotgun cartridges. We can actually redo the firm for any kind of cartridges, any bullets, whatever anybody wants. The best thing about this actually is the little pop. That's just my opinion. And good luck.
Thanks, Tracy. More details of that on Fieldsports Extra, and there's a link to Armtext below as well. Next, here's a word from Pulsar. Now, we have not done a gun grab story in a while. That does not mean they're not happening. Layla runs the legal advice line for Fieldsports members, the Fieldsports Advice Bureau, FAB. She says what the police have turned to recently in their efforts to enforce the latest mad Home Office guidance on shotguns and firearm certificates. Okay, top 3 reasons that people are ringing you up right now.
At the moment, we're getting a lot with people's pasts, especially pasts that didn't matter before. We're also looking at medical, any sort of mental health issues, and anything that's classed as domestic. So we're looking at controlling coercive behaviour. It could be husband and wife. Domestic could even include neighbour disputes.
Do you think it's the view of some police forces that it's just easier to find a reason not to give someone a certificate than to give someone a certificate?
Unfortunately, in some forces, it does come across that way, because some of the reasons for certificates being revoked, it appears to be a knee-jerk reaction, because once you start that process of appealing that decision, you either win your case or the police withdraw that initial decision. It just goes to prove that if they would have taken a bit more time to look into the issue, then we wouldn't be where we we were.
Wouldn't have wasted all that money. It just unravels, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what sort of thing are people asking?
Generally, they're asking why there are such significant delays in them getting the renewals through. When there are significant delays, why they're being refused Section 7 temporary permits. They're also asking, the same as sorts of with Hampshire, why they're having certificates revoked for things that are in the past when there haven't been an issue for the past 10, 15, 20 years.
So can you word the letter and tell them who to write to quite easily on those matters? Because I mean, you must have done them a few times by now.
Yeah, we tell you, any person that approaches me, any member that approaches me, it's not like a template letter, a one size fits all. Everything is tailored individually because everybody is different. Every case is, is different. You can't apply sort of a blanket policy to things. You deal with everything on a case by case basis. I can help people with letters that they need to write, if they need to issue any complaints, and then we decide from there how we're going to take it further.
Who are your other bad guys? what are they? Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, they are the basket case. They're in their official statistics as the worst one in the country.
Oh, statistically, there's two other forces that are coming through quite a lot, which are, we've got Northumberland and Durham, which we're getting quite a few through from. I mean, we sat here 12 months ago and talked about Malcolm and the issues he had when his certificates were taken when his wife was diagnosed with the stage 4 cancer. And unfortunately, the cases haven't stopped coming through from them. Nothing as severe as Malcolm's, but I do get quite a few calls.
And we solved it for Malcolm in the end.
We did. I think it was eventually November when he got his certificates back, and after working with him for several months, I was extremely happy. And, he came to visit us yesterday, and it was lovely to see him, and he brought us some lovely goodies, which we all enjoyed. And it was nice to see him and see him looking so well.
You're a bit like sort of somebody who's running a family here.
Do you know, it feels that way, because people, they're not just speaking to somebody at the end of the phone or just an email. I'm not faceless. They see me at the events. You have me on the show occasionally. They know who I am. And I talk to people. I don't talk at people. So it's having that conversation, and sometimes you just need to have a conversation. It's not necessarily the legal advice. It's having a chat with people, and you tend to get very protective over your members and the people that you're working for.
So as well as being Fieldsports mum in chief, you're also the kind of Fieldsports barometer of where the forces are. Are you seeing signs that things are getting better?
Shooting community's had a pretty rough ride over the past 12 months, but I think now people are starting to take a stand themselves. We're empowering the members to take a stand, that you can do this, you can take the forces on. People aren't frightened anymore. They're not frightened of being put to the bottom of the pile because they've made a complaint. They're not frightened of repercussions if they take that stand. And because they have us here to hold their hand through that process, they know they're not alone. And that's the big thing. People don't want to take something on if they feel they're alone, if they're isolated. They know they can do it because we're always there for them.
Now, I think you're a fairly classic lawyer in that you're kind of nervous about the media, and probably rightly so. But I would say that the media side of what we do is one of our great strengths. Media is a blunt instrument. It can change people's minds over a generation. It can get people fired instantly, and police respond to that kind of fear and pain when we point out the mistakes they make in a case. Would you modify your views and say you can sort of see how the two things can work alongside each other?
I can now. You see, there's a time and a place for it. Not every case needs to be highlighted. Certain cases do need to be brought to the forefront to let everybody know what is going on, what the situation is. Like with Rob's case, members need to know, people need to know that when something happens, even if you haven't got the benefits of a legal expense insurance to fall back on, that there are people out there who will help you to do this yourself. So instead of just basically rolling over and accepting what's happening to you, you take it on, and we've got the proof and the statistics now to say that it's working. People are winning.
Even if they think they might not.
Yeah.
Are winning. We are not alone in this world. Other organisations help with police matters, often in very different ways. What are the range of options out there for people who are looking for help? I mean, you have shooting organisations, you have commercial organisations these days, don't you?
There's a variety of organisations that people can approach to be members of to have that help. What I personally don't agree with are organisations that are out there which seem purely to make money. Now, I work with you guys, with Fieldsports. You have your yearly membership fee. The members get their legal advice for free. As part of that, it doesn't matter whether I spend 30 minutes or 3 hours on the phone with someone. Sometimes it takes several conversations. That doesn't cost our members any more. It does annoy me that people are out there making money off people's misfortune. It's at times like these when people need your help, and a lot of shooters out there can't afford hundreds and thousands of pounds. So the Fieldsports membership is basically a lifesaver for those people, because they get access to legal advice, they have somebody to talk to, and it's not going to cost them anything extra.
There's a strata of help out there which isn't very helpful. I find there are people out there offering advice on certificates who are basically going negative early. And one of the things I've always liked about you is you are fearlessly punchy and ferocious and get straight in. And I mean, as with Rob Rickard, anyone can win, however hopeless it looks.
Well, they can, and it's a case of, I'm not a lawyer who's getting paid by the hour by these members, or I'm not a panel solicitor being paid by an insurer who doesn't want to do a complex case, several hours worth of work for less money. Everybody gets the same quality of service. So it's not a case of, I want you done and dusted within a couple of calls or a couple of hours. Each case takes as long as it takes. Everybody gets the same service, and nobody pays anything extra for that.
Thanks, Layla. And next week we will bring you the story of one of the gun grab victims she mentions, Rob Rickard, who got his certificate and his guns back thanks entirely to Layla and, well, also to Rob. And no thanks to his local constabulary, who pulled some mean tricks in the run-up to his appeal. Now, more on that next week. Next, Fieldsports competitions. There is only 1 week to go, and amazingly, it is hugely undersold. Fewer than 25% of the tickets have gone, and the starting price is just 10p. For less than the price of the coffee, you can grab a ticket for each of the 4 fantastic prizes this month. No extensions, real winners at fieldsportscompetitions.co.uk, link below. Now, young birds can be blighters. Here's how gamekeepers stop them from damaging each other.
And they've literally just turned 2 weeks old, and we're bitting them to stop them feather pecking each other.
So you're doing this on a sort of a low density way.
Yeah.
But still, it's important to do that. There is an animal
welfare
issue, yeah?
These would kill each other. They'd literally kill each other. All it's doing is stopping the beak from closing. Still feed, it can still drink. It just can't pinch its beak together to pull feathers out. And because obviously when they
can't clap down, the beak, basically there's no contact between.
No, that's it. Yeah. Because obviously once they make a point, especially with new feathers coming through and they start bleeding, they see the red and just keep going for that one point, and they literally just keep going into it, and they'll all end up ganging up on each other. The only birds that don't do it, red-legged partridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, you don't. Greys do, but reds don't. Hence why I might go into rearing reds next year.
This will be kept in for how long?
These will be kept in now till they go out to, when they get caught up to go to wood. And all they do is literally just flick out.
It's going into their nostril, is it, the actual?
That's it, yeah.
So other ways of trying to avoid it then, Kevin?
So I've chucked a couple of bottles in here. You probably see it. It wasn't me being lazy after a drink.
I thought you To be honest, because of the temperatures, I thought you filled them with ice or something. Just like as a cool.
No, well, it might work, but no, it was purely for the reason before I, obviously before we bitten them now, just to give them something to peck at, try and keep them busy, and it works. And what was good, if you just dampen them and chuck a bit of food on it, really.
Oh, right, so like sugar coated.
Yeah. They just peck, 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 peck. And it has helped, like I say, they're not bad. I've only seen one that's had a bit of feather pecking. Good.
It's also
All
helpful
helps.
having other people here, because I imagine this gets a bit repetitive.
Oh, you couldn't do it without your mates, I'll tell you. Acquaintances. But nah, like I say, you couldn't do it without your mates gamekeeping, I don't think. You do need people around you.
Thanks, Kevin. That's it for this week. If you haven't done so already, please visit our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us on X and TikTok. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, or pop your email address into our weekly newsletter box and we'll contact you about this show. Field Sports Britain, it's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. And this has been Field Sports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.